Hi. I had put up a little quick video, and it was like 10 minutes long, and I hadn't. It was kind of quick, and I hadn't sat all the way through it yet. Everything what I was getting, I was picking up something. Excuse me. And so this may be a part two. So after I was sitting on some things, the first one had to do with let me just say like a shift, a type of shift, whether it's with ourselves or with our leadership, with the United States, with whoever. It could even be religion, but there's some kind of shift going on. And if you see the first one, I'm not sure I'm going to name it yet. I think I'll just call it, what was it about? It probably has something to do with peace. I haven't put it up yet, so I don't have a title quite yet, but I just finished it. Keeping the Peace. I'll call it Keeping the Peace. So that'll be first part. It's like 10 minutes long. So I was thinking about some things, and because I was getting things that kind of came together, and religion was kind of coming up to me, showing out for me, and then some things that I noticed I was doing on the first video, and how it was filmed, and what I was saying about like the shadow and the silhouette side, and getting along. And again, everything comes around to balance. Is like most all my videos have something to do with balance. And so that was coming through. So I pulled up, being that my shadow self was coming through, I pulled up Isis, the Isis deck, and to see what Isis had to say. And this may not be for everybody, like personally, but I had gotten Rising Sun, the Divine Solar Child is Reborn. This is where she births her son, and that it talks about coming into a time where you can come out of the darkness to come into the light. And then another card came out. Two cards came out, and then I looked at the bottom card of the deck at the time. So this was, like, it's time to come out of the dark and into the light, because she also has her angelic side too. She's also connected with Mary, Mother Mary, or Mary Magdalene. And the second one comes Power over 7 Scorpions. Power to conjure lower vibrational forces. Now and she had her son, let me see if I have this right. When he grew up, things didn't go so well. And jealousy was involved, and some other not so positive things happened. And so she kind of had to let go of that. And what she did, and this card speaks about having authority over the lower frequency energies, to release them from your life, whatever it may be. And that, like I said, we have that authority. It's the same thing that has come from Jesus. It speaks the same thing. We have authority of what controls us or messes with us, in those lower frequencies, and in energy, which isn't, usually not nice things, right? That's why they're figured low, which is not all are not like that. There may be other reasons why they're in a low frequency. whatever the case may be, whoever it may be. And then on the bottom of the deck, it says, Truths Unveiled, the Revolution of Isis. So, now this might not be for everybody. Like I said, it's what was on the bottom of the deck. But this had to do with her, having to do with her brother. And he wasn't trustworthy to how she felt and who she felt about. You know, and how she felt about who she felt good about or wanted to, her husband. And, you know, it's so what am I saying? Okay, I don't like, I guess this bothers me because I don't like putting this out there, and there's something for somebody that there even can be for myself, maybe, that there's something that's not right. If you're feeling there's something not right in going on in your life, or there's somebody that's not trustworthy, or envy, or it can even be like something with thoughts or situations or other people, whether they be at work, family, whatever. And this card is saying that your intuition may be right, and to follow your intuition and to pull away in however that is, or to make the change in however that is, to release the lower that is not for your best good. And like I said, I don't usually like to do those kind of readings because they're not for everybody, and it puts a certain energy out there, you know. So now underneath this one, I thought this was interesting. If you're into crystals, you'll know why. This is underneath of it has Temple of the Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. And then after that is Spirit of Isis, Triumph of the Goddess. So the obsidian, those crystals, I mean, this can even be like for like spirit, lower energies coming in, whether it's, like I said, at work, or you have to do things in certain places that the energy's not real good. So the obsidian can help you with those energies, releasing those energies. There's a few different black ones. There's tourmaline is black, jet is another one that can help, which is black, and then there's obsidian, which is black. And some of them absorb, other ones, you know, push away the energy. So so there's that, and then the Spirit of Isis, Triumph of the Goddess. So that's, you know, getting your power back, so to speak. And remembering you have authority. You can speak that authority. Just be aware of what you're speaking. And, you know, that you're not hurting those that don't deserve, not that anybody deserves to be hurt, but that you're not ridding or doing something that is going to hurt somebody that it isn't meant for. You have to be careful. Even like those, like, send back somebody's energy. Like, I think sometimes you need to watch with that too, because we may not know it's actually somebody's energy, or that they're doing it on purpose. Like, but it's all, you know, free will and up to the people, you and me, and how we go along and do it. And remembering that this stuff can come back to you energetically at some point, where it can turn around and happen to you, or you do it to somebody else or something. You know what I mean? It's that karma type of thing. So I wanted to pull up, this was from the Isis deck, those cards. Sorry if you can't see me real well here. It's the Isis Oracle. It's Alana Fairchild. Alana Fairchild. I was saying, yeah, okay. Alana Fairchild. She's got some nice decks. Nice card decks. And then there I have the God and Goddesses. I haven't used these for a while, but when I was reading through her book there before I got on, it was speaking about the gods and goddesses and guardians. And I've mentioned her before on this cards on other readings. Sophie Bashford and Hillary Wilson. So I want to try this. It's got the sun and the moon, and it's got that balance kind of feeling to it. So when I got off of that little video I had just done, like I said, it was only like 10 minutes long, and there's a dust storm going on right now where I live, and we had warnings come over the phone because it can get so dusty that you can't, when you're driving, you have to be real careful, and they tell you to pull over if you can't see, right? And so that came into play just right before all this when I was trying to do the meditation, and I had gotten this about keeping the peace. Okay, on a split, I have Baba Yaga, patience. You see her wolf there. Right there. And on this one, I got Hell, end of a cycle. That's her what they call her, Hell, H-E-L. And she's balance, actually. She's a balance within herself. And she's got the crow or the raven, which is funny because I was looking at a painting earlier, just like a half an hour ago, and I was looking at just two silhouettes of crows or ravens and on a fence, and that was coming up to me. That, and birds are messengers, different kind of messengers, and I was also getting like the Star of David was coming up, which can also be elements too in that star. Something else was coming up. Brother. Unity. Brother. Was also coming up. I got chills on that. Also on the first video, there was, when I was explaining about, it was a situation that was explaining where there was one that was at one time in the middle and being a peaceful wall, like being protective in a peaceful way, like a wall from something else getting to another. You can look on the video and see more of it. And then it switched where they ended up being more the opposite of what they were in the beginning. The one that was going after prey. From the prayer, I was thinking that before, prayer. Okay, you have animals that are prey, and then you have the animals that, go after the prey. And it was like, it shifted. And it has to do with a dog. And the dog was a peaceful, like, wall at one time, protecting me from an outside source of another dog, actually of opposite color, which I don't want to say the colors or anything. But and then something happened yesterday where the same dog that was that peaceful wall, and this is the first night, one of the first nights he came into our yard. He wasn't our dog at the time, so there was two dogs in the yard, opposite colors, that weren't our dogs. And because of the dog doing that, that was one of the reasons he ended up earning a home here. And we've had him for quite a while. He's a really good dog. And, but he's I think he's also a bird dog. And, you know, and we have birds here. And he likes to go after the roosters. Or the hens and the roosters when they're out. So usually he's inside, and he was outside yesterday, and that kind of came over him. And thankfully, I had a couple members of the family that, well, I didn't put them out there, but they were outside with, you know, feeding the animals. And so she ended up having to stand in between the dog and the rooster. So this dog that once was in the position of where she was standing was now having the wall in front of him. Before he was the wall, but now the wall's in front of him. And he had to come in the house. Just those little actions was showing me something. I was watching outside the window. I mean, in the kitchen, looking outside the window, watching this go on. And, so I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with the, you know, the politics going on now with our leaders, and how maybe at one point they were the walls, the peaceful walls, or so we thought anyway. Whichever way that might be, either they were or we thought that they were, and now it seems, I don't know if there's a change that is being seen, where there's that switch, as like with the dog. Now I don't know if that's is a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on the situations that he's involved in, I guess. And of course we don't know everything that goes on. I'm not sticking up for him, and I'm not putting him down either, because it's been a weird couple of years. You know, we don't know what's going on with them. You know, really, at times you can't really tell for sure. You know, you just gotta follow your heart and what feels right to you. So it can be that, and the fact that religion was brought up. Prayer, you know, when I was talking about prayer and the prayer was coming up before I got on here. That came into my mind, and I'm looking at the Star of David. And there's also a stone, a green stone, which is also of the heart. So, peace, keeping the peace. This continues with keeping the peace, trying to keep the peace. But to know that you have authority with those lower energy, or those that don't have your best in mind, or want to pull you down, or some might even not even realize it. Whatever it may be, you know, it might be energy, just regular energy, or it can be certain people, it can be animals, it can be, you know, whatever it is, and that you do have the right to say no. You know, that's no, and whether it's to say that, use prayer if it needs to be helped in some way, or released. You know, you do a release for yourself, energy release, or protection for those who, you know, there's a lot of people who still need to ask for protection, because, you know, this is fairly new, considering how long we've been going through not being really spiritual, compared to how long we have been going through, for many of us now learning and using the tools to do so. And sometimes it's easy to get frustrated with, like, is this ever going to change? You know, for the better. Even better. It is getting better, you know. It's just going through that change period. It's things have to, I'll just say change. I don't want to put any words on it. But, so, This one was sticking out of the deck. Earth Magic. That big old horse. Yeah, it has to do with, you know, sitting under the tree, and the horse also has a connection with God and religion, certain religions, and it's also not of religions. Horses are also of the earth. You know, it's like the horse is it's a symbol in many different ways. See, and this makes me feel like it's Caribbean on the left there. I'm talking about the earth magic, so I'm getting to the earth. I need to get in the earth. I don't want to go out in dust storm at the moment. I looked up dust storms and symbols of that. And actually, let me. Oh, look at us. On the bottom it says "Watch your words." So I'm trying to watch my words. I didn't see that there before, but there's I just had it and I lost it. There was something about, oh, the gods and the goddesses. Was it something else? Hang on, let me see what comes up. I don't know, I keep feeling like this has something to do not just with normal reading, but I feel like it has to do with, you know, religion or politics or something as well. And keeping the peace. Somebody who's going to be coming in to try to keep the peace. Who is trying to keep the peace? There's somebody trying to keep the peace. There's somebody that's standing as that peaceful wall. The wall for me is also of I think I already said this, of religion, of that unity that comes in. Or spiritual. It can be spiritual too, you know? Not just religion, but that spiritual, we're all one type of thing. We're all one, we're all that wall. You know, there's different ways to look at it. There's also, you know, being separate and coming together. You know, that's different ways of doing it. Of trying to get the same thing. Okay, so we have, there is always enough. Came up on this split. And balance. Sun and the moon. In different ways, right? There's that balance and that shadow and that light. To balance that scale. So let's see what pops out. Ah, Hecate, however you want to say it. Past life healing. We're just getting over that full moon and eclipse. There's the 3. I always get 3s in my readings. In my last little read, that 10-minute one, the time that we were getting that warning about the dust storm to be careful and aware was in that it would end about 3 o'clock. So it's also having to do with the throat chakra, being able to speaking, having your authority, having your truth, being able to use your authority. This is good to remind me too, because sometimes we feel like it's taken away and we don't realize it. And we forget we have that authority to change things. Oh, I was thinking of this. I was hoping this would come out. Rhiannon, inner strength. Look at it, it's the horse. And it's on the other side. Oop, hang on a minute, let me see. I was thinking of this, thank you. Let's see if I can find it. So you have the horses. Mary. There is a horse on each side. That's what I was thinking about when the first one came out with Earth Magic. With patience. Okay. Patience, patience. There we go. That we have, if you can see it. Oh, look, I got balancing with that. I didn't mean to grab that, but it ended up coming in the middle. That's funny. The balance one with the moon and the sun. And then we have Earth balance with the horse who's on the right side here. And then we have the opposite, the light and the dark. And she's on the right and she's on the left. And then we have her in the middle for balance, the sun and the moon. Sun and the moon, I think that's what I should call my number 3, sun and moon, because I always get them in almost every reading. And then you have her, you know, the 3 sides of self with the moon. Past life healings are going on still. Forgive. And spiritual, I don't know, something was going to come out and I don't know what it was. Transformations. Callie. So you have opposites here too, in a way too. You have her who's giving, and this one is spiritual transformation, which Callie, she, you know, she rids of those demons, as they call them, that are really not good for us. Which for me is different than there's negative and there's negative as far as the way I see it. There's like levels, different levels you can call it. Those who really don't mean well for us, and then there's those that are in the negative for whatever reason, whatever they've gone through in their life. Is that's been manifested. Oh, Mary Magdalene. Mary showed up. Which is like a, you know, another side with Isis. Isis and Mary. With the feminine. And believe in yourself. Let's see. Anona. Nice. Okay, so excuse me, let me sit and think for a second. Trying to think if there's something else. Queen of the Moon. Before I started pulling these, Isis and the gods and goddesses. I have pulled from the Psychic Tarot, John Holland, and Material and Spiritual Prosperity, number 6. And again, both sides being balanced. There are things not seen all the way. Which can, I guess, go along with Isis's message. So, if you're somebody who feels that, then, you know, just keep an eye out. And miracles and challenges and financial and material changes. Oh, 55, 5-5. Changes. And the 5 and the 5 come to a 10, which brings you new beginnings with something. Oh, that's what I wanted to read. Okay. Let's see. It connected with the dust storm symbolism. Oh, okay, hang on. All this stuff is coming again. Okay. In Hinduism, dust raised by the wind symbolizes elements of fate, where its color predicts health or happiness, reflects the chaos of battle. And then it also represents the danger of the unknown. And then there was another. Where it has to do with ominous atmospheres and indicating unsuitable conditions. And then another is said, this is by different ones on Google, the dust storm symbolizes the gods' anger and their punishment for the protagonist's arrogance and disregard for divine rule. So there's something going on. And I think I'll try to get myself more in a better balance too. So, this came up. Rest and rejuvenate. Get yourself in balance again. Even if you can only do it for a couple minutes. Let's see. I was trying to think if there was something else to do. Little fairy or angel? Yeah, I'll just pull let's pull a couple angel cards out. This is a positive deck. We don't need any more negativity coming in with this during Richard. Archangel Oracle cards. Okay. Oh, patience came up on this one again. Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. And this one's Archangel Jophiel. This was Archangel Michael. Patience. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. I know it's easy because this is like you're going through, like, all is well. Going through this, and there's times I'm just like, no, I'm taking a break, taking a vacation, you know, and I just want to forget about it all and just go back to whatever. And that's when I have to take time. Sometimes it takes, a couple days of readjusting and, trying to get back into grounding or, eating correctly or getting that salt bath or, whatever it is that you do. Just releasing stuff. Leadership. Archangel Gabriel. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. lovingly guide others. Oh, and then the other side is teaching and learning. Archangel Zadkiel. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach those ideas to others. And compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. And a healthy lifestyle. Eat healthy. Okay. So I could have fun going on and on with that, but I'm going to stop it here. And something else will probably come. You know, I give gratitude and thank whoever it may be, spirit who watches over us while we're here. You know, it's really an amazing, it just amazes me, you know, the spiritual side and the energy and seeing how it all works. So I hope you all have a good day again. Check out the other reading as soon as I get it up. Like I said, keep the peace, it may say, and this might be number 2 or something of it. I'll put a second part on it, but you have a good day. Again, a peaceful day. Much love. Bye. And thank you, and thanks to my guides. Bye.